If there's any game that I think flies under the radar too often, it's Vanquish. Since its release in 2010, this game has helped shape the 3D action genre into what it is today. Now on its 10th anniversary, a new generation of gamers have the opportunity to experience this fast-paced adventure. Sadly, the same faults that it had back in the past are still present in this release.
I'm not sure if you've noticed, but your new friends don't seem too fond of you.
DARPA operatives take their orders directly from POTUS and SecDef. These guys are just interested in marking their territory.
Vanquish begins with a war against the United States. Players take on the role of a DARPA agent named Sam Gideon, who is equipped with a mech suit known as the Augmented Reaction Suit. A group known as the Order of the Russian Star has opened up attacks against the world and even kidnapped the person who created Sam's prototype suit. The game's narrative is full of twists, betrayal, and explosions. What more could you ask for in a high-action game? It does try its hardest to take itself seriously, but it also knows when to throw in a few comical moments. The game is the ultimate presentation of the macho attitude, and it plays on those themes exceptionally well. When it comes to this new console version, players can expect the same amount of detail provided in the PC version of the game. Those who have played that version might not see the difference in performance, but it is still a quality console port. Players get to experience the game in 4K resolution with 60 FPS, and the action is improved because of it. Gameplay revolves around traveling through enemy-infested areas and clearing them out using an arsenal of weapons. The straightforward nature shouldn't be taken for granted, as there is a lot that happens when getting from point A to point B. Players can equip weapons found on the battlefield from a seemingly never-ending variety of different types. However, a layer of strategy is added since you can only equip 3 weapons at once. As you run out of ammo, it's encouraged to look around the map for new equipment or quickly switch to a new weapon. While enemies aren't the smartest bunch, they do pack a punch. Enemies seem to swarm around you, so it's crucial to use your AR suit's various abilities to make it out alive. The cover-based nature of the game comes in handy as you can duck behind nearly any structure to safely reload or gain health. However, this game keeps the action high by allowing you to slide around the stage at top speed to try and get behind enemies and flank around them. This also initiates a slow down perspective to take down large groups of enemies quickly. Aside from the simple grunt encounters, Vanquish features some exciting boss battles that require the player to take out weak points on a powerful foe until they get knocked down. Most of these fights also feature a quick time event where players need to press a few buttons or mash a button for a bit to complete the scene. I should also mention that the bosses have different forms which extend the fights. However, if you end up dying during, say, the 3rd form, well, then you have to go back to the beginning of the fight, which feels like a cheap pad on the game's runtime. While elements of gameplay are meant to keep you entertained for hours, sadly the game's story doesn't really facilitate that. Incidentally, the story is only about 5 hours long, and most of the time is spent running and gunning from area to area. The repetitive nature of the action requires players to be highly invested in switching out weapons and staying alive, something that lower difficulties don't really offer as they simply make the game feel broken. Still, this short experience is packed with some excellent moments of game design which deserve a proper sequel. Sound design is impressive and the game's graphics look excellent even 10 years later.
Objective complete. Well done.
If you say so.
No time for pissing in the wind. Let's go.
Vanquish rewards those who take their time and utilize every tool the AR suit has to offer with some great moments of video game combat. Throw in a wide variety of weapons and you have everything you need for a fantastic action experience, albeit a short one. Since so many games have taken cues from Vanquish since its launch 10 years ago, I think it's time the series gets revived so we can see a proper new generation title. For now, players have the opportunity to play the best version of Vanquish on their console. Noisy Pixel is giving Vanquish a 7.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Please read the full review at noisypixel.net. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all our future content.